Hey there, I'm Elizabeth St. Hilaire, and I am a Northern California-based collage artist. Recently, I teamed up with the folks at Art Foamies to create a line of foam stamps that are birds and branches. And I've been messing around with them on the gel plate lately because that's the best way to get color on the stamps is using the gel plate. So if you'd like to come out to my studio with me, I'll show you all kinds of different ways you can use foam stamps on your gel plate. Today I'm going to show you how to use your gel plate as a stamp pad for foam stamps. You can use your own hand-carved stamps, foam stamps, rubber stamps, commercially produced stamps. All kinds of stamps work great using paint on the gel plate rather than trying to fit your foam stamps into an ink pad, which is going to limit you in color and possibly intensity and archival properties. I'm using Golden Fluid Acrylics professional paint colors on my gel plate so that I can create colors like teal and vibrant yellow, things that don't necessarily come in a stamp pad. I can blend my own colors, I can create colors right out from the containers, and I can use my 9x11 gel plate to accommodate these oversized foam stamps that I have recently designed for Art Foamies. So these are my designs of foam stamps that I've designed for Art Foamies, and they're birds and branches. Each set is a bird and a branch, and they're two separate pieces so that if you buy more than one set, you can intermix and mingle the birds with the branches. You can also arrange on where on the branch you want the bird to actually be. So them as separate parts are pretty cool. So these are oversized stamps. You can see that this one is really, really big. It's going to be very difficult to get to use that with an ink pad, and we're going to take advantage of our gel plate. So I've got some old ledger paper here, and I've got some old kids' book pages. So we'll pull a few of those out, and we'll use these for the ghost prints. So I'm going to start with the Bluebird stamp, and I've just washed him, so I'm going to make sure he's nice and dry. And I mentioned that I just washed him because it's important that you don't let acrylic paint dry on the foam stamps because it will ruin the stamping surface of them. So he's nice and clean, and I'm going to transfer him now with a Payne's Gray or a Van Dyke Brown. Let's use Van Dyke Brown. So I'm going to put out a generous portion of Van Dyke Brown in the middle of my plate, and it's going to be laid on there a little bit thicker than you would to make a gel print because you need to get a good transfer of paint onto the Bluebird stamp. So we're going to press him into the plate, and the squishiness of the plate plus the squishiness of the foam stamp makes a really good connection to make sure we get good paint coverage on the stamp. And then we're going to transfer him to the ledger paper. And we get this beautiful Van Dyke Brown Bluebird. So now we've got a Bluebird on the plate that we can grab a ghost print of. So we'll use this kid homework page and lift the negative image of the Bluebird onto the Van Dyke Brown. So the next color that I want to use, let's clean that excess paint here with another sheet. We can even get a second fun ghost print, and now we're back to a clean. So let's do this branch in a bright color. So let's use teal, and let's add a little bit of yellow to that to create a green gold. So I'm going to roll that out, blend it on my plate, and create my own color of a green gold. I add a little bit more yellow. It's going to be a little bit of a thicker layer. And I'm going to take this branch and press that into the paint, get a good contact. And now I'm going to have my bird sitting on this branch. So I line that up with his feet and print. And I've got a beautiful bird on the branch on ledger paper, and another ghost print here. And let's see if we can put the bird on that again. Well, this time we'll use the robin. We'll put him on here, press, and remove, and then we can print the ghost print of that robin on the branch. So we get the negative of the bird and the branch. We ran out of a little bit of paint room for his head, so we'll try that again. This time, let's use a Pyro red light. I've still got a little bit of Van Dyke brown in my brayer, so the red's going to be a little bit darker. Add a little bit more to that. And this time I'll do the robin. Stamping him onto the ledger paper. So he's a beautiful sort of rich reddish brown because of the Van Dyke brown that was in my brayer. And then I'm going to use the branch stamp and I'll line that up on the plate and then I'll transfer it as a stamp. And he's got a little bit of teal out from the edge, or that greenish color, which is pretty cool. And we can also pull the ghost print from that. So this time we got them all centered, the robin and the branch on the ghost print. So the next thing I want to try is to demonstrate to you the one of the other two flowering branches. So we'll do a scrap paper to lift some of that color. And I'm going to do the yellow and teal again. This time I'm going to sort of let it not blend completely, maybe. Swirl it a little bit like that. And I'm going to show you the really fine line detail of this foam stamp. And I'm going to put it across into the two colors, so the teal and the green. And let's print that on here. So this one is some really nice fine line detail for a foam stamp. Look at that. That's pretty much the detail of a rubber stamp that you're getting with this beautiful foam stamp. And I'm going to print that into the plate a second time. And then I'm going to use this scrap paper to clean the paint off. It removes the paint the best on the plate when it's clean. So we'll press it in again and transfer. And then we're going to grab this paper. Actually, let's grab a piece of rice paper and get this on a nice clean sheet. So this is pressing and removing the paint from the plate with the foam stamp. And we get this lovely pattern of the branch with the very fine line detail. So for these birds and branches prints, you can use them in all kinds of different ways. You could use them for journaling. You could use them for note cards. You could use them to watercolor in. You could use them as backgrounds for collage. There's all kinds of different ways that you can use these prints, and plenty of interesting ways to use the ghost print. Stamping the bird with the branch, or even taking advantage of the branch by itself as an interesting pattern. So that's my new line of foam stamp designs using the gel plate as a stamp pad. And I hope that it will give you some ideas for some creative experimentation with stamps and your gel plate.